Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to my corner, you guys. So, listen, I'm coming on to tell you guys about me bleaching my hair and then literally putting some semi permanent black on it for the very first time. Okay. Now, listen, like I said, very first time. Okay. So, first time bleaching my hair, you guys, I went to the go to bleach. I went and got some bleach from the hair store and things like that. And I ended up bleaching my hair. Never bleached my hair, never dyed my haar in my entire umpteen years of my life. So I ended up getting the bleaching my hair. I bleached it to a brownish color in the beginning. So if you see my shorts, you see I have black hair, then I go to brown hair, and then eventually I go to blonde. So you see in my shorts that. So, anyways, I got my blonde because I had bleached it. Okay. And so, anyways, I ended up after a while, I'm like, this is the course of 2 months' time. Um, After a while, I want to say maybe after 3 weeks, I was like, you know what? I think I want to go back black. So I went to the hair store and I got some semi-permanent, demi-permanent color. And it was black. So I put it all over my head and I was like, I'm gonna do it just like this and everything. So I did it like that and made my hair back black. Um, and it was like, okay, there we go. Now, mind you, when you bleach your hair goes dry. Like, really, it goes dry. And you constantly have to keep it hydrated. So, that was one of the other problems I was going through. I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Well, I ended up using my Wellawella it along with some other stuff and spray my hair with water and everything to keep my hair moist when I had the first bleach on it. So, that's how I kept it literally from drying out. So, anyways, I went back to black. Let's go back. Okay, we're going on the black part back. So I went back to black. Like I said, I used a semi permanent and I went black. So I was like, doo doo, I was enjoying it. Okay. So then I ended up using this conditioner I had got one day and I wasn't thinking anything about it. I put it in my hair, put the plastic bag on it, and I was just chilling. Okay. And I probably like most of you guys, we let it sit on our hair longer than the time says. If it says 5 minutes, we might let it sit on 10. If it says 15, maybe we let it sit on 30. So I ended up doing that. Okay. And I ended up washing it out of my hair. And I literally looked like I was a cheetah because some of the blonde was there, and then we had some orange spots, and I was like, oh my god, I'm a cheetah, I'm a leopard, I don't know what I am. My head was looking a hot mess. So I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So what I did was I ended up taking the rest of my bleach right here. I took the rest of my bleach and I did a bleach bath and I took it all out of my head. Um, and I did it a couple of times with the bleach bath and it lifted it all out. Okay. Now, mind you, I said it lifted it all out, but it didn't quite lift it all out. The black I wanted because it was like a demi-permanent. It sort of made it like some of the parts were still like a reddish and orangish color. So I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? So at that point in time, I was like, screw it. I don't care. You know what? And my hair, my pixie had grown out to a nice little length, but then I was like, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna start over and everything else, which is what you see in my. I think I posted a short. I don't know if I posted it or not, but it may be posted by now. But I put in the short that a fresh haircut, and then a new bleach. Now, mind you guys, I ran out of bleach. Okay, I ran out of this bleach right here because I ended up a while ago. I used this bleach on someone else's hair, not my hair. But I have someone else bleach their hair a while ago and everything. But anyway, that's a different story for another day. But you'll see it in my short. But anyways, so what I ended up doing, I had red eye bleach. So my sister, she has dyed her hair a lot of times over the years, the courses of her life. Okay, she's dyed her hair multiple times. So I was like, I don't know what to use. I was in the store, like trying to figure out what I wanted to do because I had run out of bleach. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I literally came to the YouTube University after talking to my sister too. I was like, which one? Because it was like Clairol, and then there was like Dark and Lovely and things like that. So I just started reading, the different ones that might work for our texture hair. So I was like, okay, so it looks like for me, it was like, okay, so Dark and Lovely is probably going to be it. So yeah, I ended up getting the Dark and Lovely bleach kit. Okay, you guys, that's what I got right here. This Dark and Lovely bleach kit. It says it lifts up to 8 levels. So that's what I ended up getting. So I ended up putting that on my hair. And oh my gosh, you guys. So the first time I put it on, now you got to mix this really well, you guys, because it turns into like a foamy consistency after a while after it sits. So, anyways, and it's like a little cream consistency too. So it definitely feels different than this type of bleach right here. It feels different than this type of bleach. It is like a creamy consistency, like sort of like conditioner almost. Like I said, almost. So, anyways, I ended up putting that on my hair. And remember, I told you guys I had the little orange and reddish spots, right? When I tell you I had my plastic cap on my head and it started like lifting that reddish orange up out of my hair. I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Now, mind you, this Dark and Lovely bleach kit comes with 2 packs of bleach in it. But you see how short my hair is. Like I told you guys, I ended up cutting my hair after it had the little cheetah. I don't know if I told y'all, but if I didn't, I ended up cutting my hair when I got the little cheetah leopard print style. I didn't know if I was a cheetah or a leopard or whatever. So I ended up cutting my hair. I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna just buzz it down. We're gonna, take the pixie away, and we're gonna give ourselves a cute little short, cute little do. Okay, I think it's cute. Okay. So, anyways, what I ended up doing was, like I said, I got this Dark and Lovely bleach kit. It says it uplifts to 8 levels. So I ended up putting that on, and like I said, the orange and red was coming out in the plastic cap. I was like, oh my goodness, okay. So I literally let the first round sit on. Yes, I said first round because I had enough in there because my hair is so short. I had enough in there to do 2 rounds. So I ended up letting it sit on. The first round I let sit on for about 30 minutes because it says let's sit for 30 to 45 minutes. The first round I let sit on for 30 minutes. Now, mind you, I started my timer as soon as I started putting the bleach on my hair. Okay. So it wasn't longer than 30 minutes. So I ended up washing it out. And I washed it out and I was like, oh my goodness, it took the red and orange and made it a very light pink. So it was a really light pink on top of this hair. So I was like, okay, I still had enough in the bottle to do the rest of my hair. So I literally did the rest of my hair with the Dark and Lovely Uplift to 8 levels kit. I ended up using that and I was like, okay, we're going to put this on a second round. So I dried my hair. I dried my hair, put it back on, let it sit. And this time I let it sit for probably 35 minutes. Okay. So this says you can let it sit for 40 minutes or 45 minutes. But I have to read the instructions again. But I think it said let it sit for 30 to 40 minutes or something like that. But, anyways, I let it sit for 35 minutes this time because, again, I only had little bitty light pink spots in there. Okay. But I ended up doing it and I was like, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this rest of this pink out because it was really light pinkish color. So I put the rest of it on there, worked it through my hair, put the plastic cap back on, let it sit, like I said, for 35 minutes, and was like, okay, cool, we good. Okay, so we let it sit, and then I went and I rinsed my hair out with lukewarm water, scrubbed it really well, and everything else. And it does come with some purple conditioner in it that you can use, but I also have purple shampoo. So what I did was this time, what I decided to do was I looked in my hair. I was like, okay, I let it dry. I let it sit overnight. I put in my leave-in conditioner in my head overnight. Okay, so we can, not have no dryness and crispiness. Okay, so I let it sit in there overnight, wrapped my hair, went to sleep. So the next morning I woke up and this time I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the rest of this light pink out today. Okay, because it still had the light pinkness on it. So I was going to take it out today. So, like I said, this comes with purple conditioner. So what I did was I took the Dark and Lovely purple conditioner, put it in there. Then I took my Bond, I think it's called Bond Bar or Bond Builder from Sally's. I put that in there. So I did purple shampoo. I did the purple conditioner from a Dark and Lovely kit. Okay. I had some tin developer. Okay. Because you use tin developer to tone with, which, mind you, when I first dyed my hair a month ago, the girl at the store had me use 20 volume and I had 20 volume at home already. So I was like, okay. She's like, oh, just put 20 volume in it. But mind you, after watching Hair Buddha and everything, shout out to Hair Buddha. After watching Hair Buddha, if you guys don't know who his channel is, watch him. He's really great. Okay. So I ended up watching him and he was like, you use 10 volume to tone. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, because if you use the 20 volume, it's like making your hair change that to that permanent color. So I was like, oh my gosh. So the girl at the store really just screwed me over because she didn't know what she was talking about. Now, anyways, I went to the hair store, her store. Okay, so I went there, and the girl there, she was like, "Oh, yes, yes, I got you." Okay, but anyway, Like me and the toners, blah. Anyways, back to what I was saying about this purple shampoo and conditioner. So I ended up doing purple shampoo, purple conditioner, 10 developer, okay? And then I put in some of my mask. I put the mask in there, the 2 minute reconstruction mask. And then I put in some of my Queen Helens in there as well, okay? And then I put in just probably about maybe 3 teaspoons of hair dandruff shampoo. Teaspoons of that, okay? 3 teaspoons of hair dandruff shampoo, okay? Because dandruff shampoo, it will really dry out your hair too. You got to be careful with using that a lot too. So I put that in there as well. And then I took some of my Shea Moisture shampoo and put a little bit of that in there. So I mixed it all up. And it turns this light purple color. And I was like, okay, cool. I put it on my hair and I worked it in there. When I say I worked it in, I worked it in. I had that little brush, rub it all up in it. Then I had my gloves in my hands and I was just massaging it in there to get that little bit of light pink frosting out. Because like I said, it was blonde, but it looked a little bit like pink too, like right up here in these areas. So what I ended up doing is I rubbed it all in there. Okay. When I say I rubbed it all up in there, listen, y'all. I washed my hair and it came out the same color or close to almost the same color as this box. I'm sorry, y'all. So now I know it probably is looking a little bit lighter, or even I don't know if it's looking lighter or yellow to you guys, but it actually sort of it looks the color of the box, by the way. But my lighting is off right now. The lighting I'm using is off, so I'm sorry. I do apologize for that. But when I tell y'all, I'm surprised with Dark and Lovely because I'm like, oh my gosh, Dark and Lovely's came a long way. Because back in the day, when I don't know about y'all, back in the day, y'all remember the Dark and Lovely perms? Remember back in the day, people was like had like the whole like bad experience with Dark and Lovely. I was one of those people. I had a bad experience with Dark and Lovely relaxers. Okay, back in the day. And to the point to where it literally, I was like, I'm never touching another Dark and Lovely product ever again in my life. Blah 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 blah. But then again, like I said, that was years ago. Years ago, I was like a teenager still. So yeah, and I really was like I was sworn off of Dark and Lovely. Fast forward to all these years later, I don't know what's in this bleach kit, but I can tell you this: my hair, unlike the regular traditional bleach, my hair did not feel crispy and dry when I washed that out of there. It did not. It felt smooth and everything. I was like, oh, okay, okay, okay. It felt smooth. It felt great. So I was like, well, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna just test it out and see how it works and see how my hair does what it does, with the conditions, everything. Like I said, I had, I like to use Aunt Jackie's Curl La La. Okay, and then I like to use Gourmet Fructis leave-in conditioner. I got some Shea Moisture, strengthen and restore leave-in conditioner, and I also have the shampoos and the rinse out conditioner and things like that. So I have a certain amount of stuff that I like to use when it comes to my hair. So, and I mean my hair, not my wigs. Okay, the wigs is a whole different story. Even like with my foam that I use whenever I want to like try to make some little finger waves and everything, you guys, even with my phone. I make sure that my phone is like, I like Nairobi, I like Lotta Body, and then Cantu's got one, but my go-to is Lotta Body. I'm not even gonna lie, my go-to is Lotta Body. I know a lot of people like Nairobi, but I like to go to the Lotta Body. Um, and it hasn't done me wrong yet. Okay, now there has been occasions sometimes where I would mix Lotta Body with my Nairobi just to give a little bit more, left, because you're running out of one and you're like, oh, let me mix. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, anyway, so I ended up doing that, y'all. And like I said, I'm not disappointed by the Dark and Lovely Bleach Kit. I really am not. I think you did a really great job on my hair. Just follow the directions and everything. Like I said, it didn't make my hair crispy and dry and all that. It didn't do that for me. Like I said, I think Dark and Lovely's came a long way over the years to get that type of consistency with that type of bleach. But it does tell you this to throw away, which you should do this anyway with any product that you've opened or used. Throw it away immediately. But with this one, it says that the bottle might explode if you don't take the lid off and do something, But what I did was I ended up rinsing out all that stuff out that bottle and threw it in the trash can because I didn't need nothing to be exploding. Like, cause it was like the remaining chemical and stuff in there might explode and all this. So I was like, yeah, no, we're not chancing that. So y'all be careful with that because you don't want that bottle exploding in your trash can or exploding in your bathroom and things like that. And then you got a whole mess to clean up or it's scaring you to heck because you're like, what the heck don't happen? What is going on? Thinking something don't blew up in your house or something, and it's a dark and lovely bleach kit. So definitely throw that away, you guys. Rinse it out. Like I said, I rinsed mine out and threw it in a trash can. Okay, I rinsed every bit of it out of the little squeezing bottle and everything, and then it comes with another lid to where you can shake it up and mix it really well. I rinsed that out of there too, and tossed it in a trash can. Like I said, now of course, obviously, if you want to bleach your hair, go to some bleach. People say go to bleach, go to bleach, go to bleach. Now, like I said, I bleached my hair. I had bleach already that I had got from the hair store because I ended up helping someone else bleach their hair and everything. And so we did their hair with this bleach and 20 developer volume, and we did 4 sections, blah, blah, blah. And then we did tiny little strands to get them the color that they wanted. But they did not go blonde. So just so y'all know, they dyed their hair another color, like I said, it's in one of my shorts. But if you're looking for something to go to because you can't get to the hair store, okay? Like I couldn't get to the hair store. When I tell y'all I was tired, and I was like, I'm not trying to go to the hair store. I'm tired. I just want to fix my hair after it looked like that. And like I'm telling you, I hopped out that shower and it looked like a cheetah jumped on top of my head or a leopard. Okay, I was like, oh Jesus, oh my God. So, but anyways, like I said, and I talked to my sister, and then I did some YouTube University and everything, and I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? Because my sister dyes her hair different colors, but she's a honey blonde, honey brown, a brown, I don't know. She likes her blonde. She likes the blondes on the darker tone level, okay. And the only reason I like this type of blonde for me is because when I started doing blondes, I started doing these light blondes. Um, and I really didn't do a whole lot of ash blonde and things like that. I also did this type of blonde. Um, so yeah, and like you can see some of my videos where I have my blonde wigs on. Um, so yeah, I like the lightness, and then if it's got ash blonde in it, I like to have it mixed with a lot of other colors. I think I have a wig in there where it's got like it's blonde, but it's got ash blonde and brown in it. It's really cute. So yeah, that's just something that I decided to do when it came to my hair, which was I was like I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I went from black to brown to eventually this blonde. Now, am I gonna stay this blonde forever? Probably not. My goal is when fall and summer, when fall and winter hit, I'm probably gonna take it a little bit browner. Just for autumn and winter, I might take it a little bit, darken it a little bit. But right now for spring, as we enter into summer, I'm going to keep it this blonde. Okay, okay. And like I said, and also you guys, I didn't put any toner on this. This is strictly the color from the box. I didn't put any toner on there, just so you guys know. Now, you might want to go get a toner if you want to go to a different color blonde. Definitely go get yourself a toner. The toners that I was using was Color Charm, Wellawella. I was using that back back when I first dyed my hair. That's what I did when I bleached it and stuff. I used the Wellawella Color Charm. You'll see it in one of my YouTube shorts. That's what I used, but it wasn't giving me that color blonde I wanted. And I kept saying, "What color blonde do I want?" And I kept looking at my wigs. I was like, "Ah," and like I said, when I went to the one hairstyle, the girl told me to use 20 volume. I was like, but then, like I said, when I started watching YouTube University and everything, and I was listening to Hair Buddha, and he was like, "You use 10 volume to tone." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then when I went to the hairstyle, y'all know the hairstyle. So I went there, and the girl there was like, "I got you, sis," and everything. So she was telling me, use your 10 volume, tone it. And so I don't know. I wanted to go for this champagne, like this vanilla ice champagne style blonde, but I don't think I was able to get it there. So I was like, you know what? This is probably as close as it's gonna get with this dark and lovely right here. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do that. I'm not gonna go buy any more. toner. I'm not gonna go buy any more bleach right now because I already got this on my hair. Um, and I was like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that right there. We're gonna leave that in there. And when the new growth starts growing back, we're gonna let it grow out this blonde. Okay. And my hair grows slow. So it may take 6 months, it may take a year, it may take 2 years because my hair grows slow. But it eventually I will be able to have a cute little TWA, okay, a teeny weeny afro that I can brush up and everything else, y'all, and put them little clip-ins in, put the little clip-ins on, the little kinky like clip-ins, so I'll be able to do that. Okay. As for my wigs, I am wiggy. I do like to wear wigs, but I listen, I don't like to use all that glue around the front part of my head and this and that and the third because baby, listen, I'm getting older and I ain't got time to be dealing with all that. So yeah, I'm not one of those shout out to you wiggies who love to glue your lace fronts down and all that stuff. That's not for me. Because I get annoyed very easily and it would be off my head the same day. So yeah, I like to take my wigs off and like to sit them on the headstand and be like, boop, okay. And then when it's time to wear them again, put them back on. So like I'm not even worried about it. The older we get, I think the older we get, the more that we're just like we want to be comfortable. We want to look nice, and we want to look nice, but we also want to be comfortable. And I want to be comfortable. So, some days I might have out this natural hair, some days I might have on a wig. When I get that TWA back in, I might have on a kinky little clip-ins, okay? It is what it is. But anyways, you guys, I just want to come on and talk about that. I am sorry for my lighting. My lighting is going crazy right now. My lighting is going all crazy, so y'all can see my hands going. My bad. But anyways, y'all, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Click the like button if you really did, like the video and if you understood the explanation of what I was saying. Because you know what? Sometimes I felt like I was rambling, but I was like trying to give y'all the whole entire story and a rundown of what was taking place and what happened when I was going through this process of bleaching my hair. Okay? To get rid of the cheetah and leopard that was on my head. So yeah. But listen, like I said, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You guys are awesome. If you've been following my shorts, I appreciate it. Let me know what you want me to see in the comment sections, either of this video or on the short video. Let your girl know. Because listen, over here in my corner, it's a world of variety. Okay, we got a world of variety over here in my corner, from shopping finds to obviously reaction videos, which usually are done at bedtime. Okay, to me just doing whatever with viral sounds or posting little memes or this and that and the third, girl. Okay, but anyways, peeps, that's it for me over here in my corner. Thank you guys so much for watching again. You guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to leave me a comment, and please subscribe to my channel for more longer form videos or shorts. All right, you guys. Bye.